My name is Carrie. I'll be discussing the corporate culture. Arthur Andersen set a strong tone at the top. He demanded of all his employees that they have integrity, they do the right thing, not necessarily the easiest thing, and they also were to ensure that the vesting public's interest was the priority, not the client's. They wanted to make sure that what they did was going to serve the public and not necessarily the company. Under Andersen's strict requirement for consistency, they came up with this idea of what they would call the one firm. Basically, the one firm concept stated that if you were a client of Arthur Andersen, whether you were in America or one of the foreign offices, that you received the same quality of work, the same approach to the work, and the same type of training for all employees. It was imperative to Andersen that his employees make sure that no matter where the client was, they received the same quality of work. He basically said that he wanted to tie together as a continuing organization to make better service to the outside world. This was a very important concept for Arthur Andersen, and he relayed that to his employees. Later on, this idea of consistency, the one firm, kind of morphed into what you'd call the building of the android, as Dr. Toffler describes in the book. They basically wanted to set out to find candidates who would meet their needs, would meet their goals of the company. They wanted ones they felt they could mold, and that they weren't going to be free thinkers, but more group thinkers. They wanted the employees that had the ability and the inclination to adapt to the rules and the goals of the organization. To do this, they would submerge them in the Andersen way. Began with putting them a week in their office and then send them to St. Charles for their intense training. Basically, this led to all employees having groupthink. This continued on to the culture of conformity within the organization. Employees did things simply because that's the way it was done. They basically had the culture was so strong that they were helpless to change it, and employees did what they had been trained to do and focus on the company's goals and not their own goals. And they lost sight of Andersen's vision of honesty and integrity and ended up in the end focused solely on the financial gains. This led to a lot of internal pressure for employees, and to discuss the internal pressures, we're going to let Isabel take that.